Alright guys, so we're going to pick up where we left off on the chapter 4 review. Alright, so we already did number 1 together, so we're going to start off with number 2. It says to complete the pattern. So with increasing powers of 10, you're moving your decimal to the right each time. Okay? So you should have started off with number 2 at 7.45. Then on the next one, 10 times, you should have moved it 1 time to the right. So it was 74.5. The next one, remember the zeros match up with how many times you should move the decimal. So on the next one, you should have moved it 2 times. So what was that number going to be? 745. And then on the next one, you move it 3 times, so you have to add a 0. So what's that number? 7,450. Check and see if that's what you got. All right, same thing on number 3. It's increasing powers of 10. So 0 or 10 to the 0 power is like saying 1 times 376 and 2 tenths. So this is just 376.2. And then on these, the exponent tells you how many times to move it. So on this first one, you should have moved it 1 time, 3,762. The next one, you should have moved it 2 times and added a 0, 37,620. And then on the next one, you should have moved it 3 times and added 2 zeros. So 376,200. Alright. And number 4, those are decreasing powers of 0. So this time you were going to the left. 191 does not have a decimal. So where can you add a decimal to a whole number?
To the very end.
At the very end. So you should have added a decimal to the very end. How many numbers are after the decimal tell you how many times to move it. So there's 1 number after the decimal right here. You should have bumped it 1 time to the left. 19.1. You remove it 2 times to the left and got 1.91. Okay. Remember, if you got something different, you can change your answer because this is your study guide. But what I would do is I would circle the problem that you missed, and that way you'll know, oh, that's one I need to go back and look at tonight when I'm studying to make sure you understand. There are a couple of these on the test where you are multiplying by powers of 10 and you're having to move the decimal. Yes?
Say you put a decimal after all of it.
Well, it's multiple choice, so the answer choices aren't going to have a decimal after a whole number, so you'll just have to know where it matches up. Okay. Atlas?
Numbers, or when you add zeros, do you put the decimal in front of zeros or behind?
Which one?
On any of them, when you add a zero, when you add it, do you put it in front of the,
Depends on which way the decimal's going. Like on this one, 376.2, I had to move the decimal 2 times to the right, so I added that 0 to the right. But if I was moving it to the left and I ended up with a gap over here, then I would add it over here. So it just depends on which way you're moving the decimal. Alright, starting with number 5, you should have set these up and worked them out. I'm just going to call the answers out, and if you need me to work one out, I will. Number 5, you should have got 4.45. Number 6, 21.15. Number 7, 197.8. Number 8, 4.38. Number 9, 0.063. And number 10, 32 cents, or 0.32. Right, are there any of those that I need to work out? 5 through 10? Right, it's going to be super important tomorrow that you place the decimal in the correct spot. Because with the multiple choice answers, there's like all the digits are probably going to be the same, but where the decimal is going to be different in the answer choices. So you have to make sure you count up the decimal place values and then move that decimal the right amount of times. Yes?
Tomorrow
test, is it gonna be like a paper and then
Yes,
upload
same way we've always done. You work your problems out on paper, and then you'll put your answers in on haiku. All right, number 11. In January, Dawn earns $9.25 allowance. Important number. She earns 3 times as much in February. If during March she earns $5.75 more than she did in February, how much allowance does Dawn earn in March? So this is a multi-step problem.
I'm sorry to bother you. Do you happen to have this on like a PDF or there's not a link on the
I don't, but I can put one on there. If you'll tell them to try to check it this afternoon, I'll put one on there in their planning. All right, so what are we gonna do first? What's your first step? Carter?
$9.25 times 3.
Good, because it says 3 times as much in February. Okay, so you should have set that up and worked it out. 5 times 3 is 15, 5 down, carry your 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 9 times 3 is 27. How many numbers are after a decimal here? 2. Good, so I'm going to move it 2 times to the left. Is that my answer?
No.
No, because then it says she earns $5.75 more than she did in February. So what are we going to do, Kaden?
Add $5.75 to $27.75.
Good. Line your decimals up and add that together.
Then got $33.50.
Good. $33.50 is correct. Okay, so there are several word problems similar to that on the test. So circle your important numbers, box in your keywords. There's going to be more than one step on some of those. All right, any questions on 195?
No, no.
Okay. Move on. Okay, you're humming, you're making some kind of noise to stop. All right, number 12. Janet hikes a trail at a local forest each day. The trail is 3 6/10 miles long. She has hiked 5 days in the past week. How many miles has Janet hiked in the past week? There's not a great key word here to tell you what to do, but what's this whole chapter about? Multiplying. So what should you have done here?
3.6 times 5.
3.6 times 5. And what do we get?
18.
Good. All right, 13. To earn money for his vacation, Grayson works at a local shop on weekends. His job is to cut bricks of fudge into 2,500-pound squares. If he cuts 36 equal-sized squares on Saturday, how many pounds of fudge has Grayson cut? Okay. So again, there's not a great keyword here, but what are we doing? We're multiplying. On this one, when you set it up, I would probably put the decimal on top just because that has more digits. So 2,500 times 36. I'm multiplying by a 2-digit number, so I know this is going to be 2-step multiplication. I'm going to multiply by the 6 first. So 5 times 6 is 30. Put my 0 down, carry my 3. 2 times 6 is 12 plus 3. 15. So put my 5 down, carry my 1. 0 times 6 is 0 plus 1 would be 1. I'm going to mark out the 6. Come down below and put a 0. Mark out anything that I missed there. Alright, and then I'm going to multiply by the 3. So 5 times 3 is 15. My 5 down, carry my 1. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1. 7. 0 times 3 is 0. You just add it all up. Alright, and then how many numbers are after a decimal? 2. So you just bump it 2 times to the left. Right? Do we need the zeros?
No.
No. Do we need the decimal?
Yes.
No. Do I need this 0? No. So what's my answer? 9. Should that be? Okay. Remember, if there's no numbers of value after the decimal, if there's just zeros, you can drop those off. You don't need a decimal at the end of a whole number. You can drop that off. And then we didn't need the 0 in the front either, so that just reduces down to 9. All right, number 14. Jeremy is making a scale model of his bedroom. The model is 6/10 feet wide. If the actual room is 17 5/10 times as wide as the model, what is the width of James's room? Okay, there is a key word here. What is it? Times. What's times mean to do?
Multiply.
Multiply. So you should have multiplied 17.5 times 0.6. And what did you get?
10.5.
10.5. Good. So you should have got D.
Or 10 and 5 cents.
Alright, 15. The cost of admission to the matinee showing at a movie theater is $6.75. If 7 friends want to see the matinee showing of their favorite movie, how much will it cost? Again, we're doing what? We're multiplying. You're starting to see a pattern here. So $6.75 times 7, what do we get?
40.
Should have got D. Good.
Or yeah, 47. 25.
Alright, next page. Number 16. On Friday, Gail talks for 38.4 minutes on her cell phone. On Saturday, she uses 5.5 times as many minutes as she did on Friday. How long does Gail talk on her cell phone on Friday? Keyword is? Keyword? Times. So you should have set that up, multiplied it out. It's 2-digit multiplication again. So 38.4 times 5.5, what do we get?
C.
C, good, 211.2. Remember, you can drop that 0 at the end. Number 17, Harry walked to a produce market to buy bananas. If a pound of bananas costs 49 cents, how much will Harry pay for 3 pounds of bananas? Should have multiplied 49 cents times 3, and what did we get? A, $1.47. So 16 was C, 17 was A. 18. At Ann's Fabric Emporium, a yard of chiffon fabric costs $7.85. Lee plans to purchase 1/8 yard for a craft project. How much money will Lee spend on chiffon fabric? So again, we're multiplying the cost per yard, which is $7.85, times how much he bought, which is 8/10. Okay? Now we've got a 0 here. But really, this is only going to be one-step multiplication because if I multiply by the 0, I'm just going to get a line of zeros. So all you have to do is multiply by the 8 here. So 5 times 8 is 40. I 0 down, carry my 4. 8 times 8 is 64. Make sure you're all awake. Plus 4 would be 68. My 8 down, carry my 6. 7 times 8 is 56. Plus 6.
62.
62. Okay. Then, you have to count all the decimal place values in the whole problem. So how many are there?
3.
3. Good. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to bump my decimal 1, 2, 3 times. And this is money. So how many decimal place values do you need with money?
2.
Just 2. So I'm going to drop this 0. And answer is D, $6.28. 19. Mitchell has $18.79 in his savings account. Jeremy has 3 times as much as Mitchell. Okay? 3 times. Keyword. Maritza has $4.57 more than Jeremy. How much money does Maritza have in her savings account? Alright, so this is going to be a couple steps. What are we going to do first? Hayden?
Multiply 18.79 by 3.
Good, because it says he has 3 times as much.
And then you
You should get
can I say it?
56.
Uh-huh.
56 and 37 hundredths, and then you add $4.57 to $56.37.
Get that answer now.
Okay, so we got $56.37 here, right?
And then you add $4.
Good, because it says more than. So you're going to line your decimals up, and you're going to add
And you
$4. Is it 57 cents?
Yes,
Okay. All right, and what do you get when you add those up?
$60.94.
Good, so you should have got D. All right, guys. Any questions? One thing I wanted to talk about, there's a couple of open-ended tomorrow. One of them is just it's a multi-step problem that you'll have to work out. and then put your answer in on haiku. But the other one asks, how do you know where to place the decimal in an answer to a multiplication problem?
You look and see
How
how many
many
decimal place values there are,
after
and
the
see
decimal?
however many
Without
times
a
it's
decimal.
where it needs to go.
Good. You count the number of decimal place values, right? And then you move the decimal that many times. So you'll just have to write a sentence in there, or type a sentence in to answer that question. The other one's just a multi-step problem. I think looks like it's 3 steps, but it's very similar to the one that we did on the back, this ticket question that we did. 21 part A. The other open-ended question is very similar to that on the back, so make sure you look over that tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead and put that in your folder on the return to school side. If you get it signed, I'll give you some bonus points on the test. And I'll have Mr. Hawkins take those up before the test.